Greetings, brothers and sisters. Greetings. First and foremost, we must acknowledge our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for allowing His word to come out. And I hope you, sincere brothers and sisters, are truly edified by today's word. And I don't have a title yet for this word, but by the time this sermon, this lesson, this gospel is loaded, the appropriate title will be laid upon this sermon. What I will say to you, sincere brothers and sisters, I want to speak about the importance of forewarning someone or giving someone a heads up, okay? Especially if someone in the dark in regards to something and you in the light regarding the same situation. It's very important that I touch this because I was just involved in a situation this very morning on November 19th, Tuesday, so-called Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. Not even an hour ago, I just was involved in this situation. So I just thought it would be important for me to share this story by way of a sermon to you sincere brothers and sisters that's out there, okay? Sometimes in life, fellas, we are fortunate that someone gives us a heads up regarding something that's happening, or whether it's something that involves you. Sometimes people will give you a heads up, okay? A heads up is you are getting intel that you was in the dark about. And now that you have that intel, you know what to do now. And in Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17 and 18, 19, Ezekiel chapter 3, verses 17 through 19, is going to tell you about having a heads up. Just give me 1 second, fellas. So, as we get into this word, okay, again, fellas, understand that in this life that we live, if you live long enough, you might be in the dark when it comes to something. You may, or in other words, when I say in the dark, you may not have knowledge of something that's very, important to you, okay? One of those things you might be in the dark in, brothers and sisters, is if, let's say, someone have a beef with you, someone have a gripe with you, someone have an issue with you, to where when they see you, if and when they see you, it's confrontation. They're going to take it there. Now, if you have intel that, let's just use this example, fellas, as we get ready to get into this word. So I'm just going to create a scenario so you guys can follow me with what I'm saying. Let's say John don't like Jack, right? And I have access to John and Jack. Okay. Jack tells me, "Hey man, you gonna see John today? Let John know when I see him, it's a wrap. I'm on him. It's drama, all out confrontation, right?" So when I see, again, let me make sure I got this right. Jack puts out a warning for me to tell John. Okay? And what Jack is saying to me, since he know I'm going to see John, that when you see John, let him know It's a wrap if I see him. If I ever see him, it's a wrap. AKA, it's confrontation, all out war. Even if it come to the dirt, even if it come to the death, that's where he willing to take it. Right? So when I see John and I don't tell him that, right? I don't tell him that. But how things go, shortly after that, as it may, Jack sees John. Okay? Jack sees John, and John under the impression everything is all good. Unbeknownst to John, Jack want to kill him. So if Jack end up hurting him real bad, and then I later on hear about that, I'm going to be devastated. Why? Because I failed to tell John that Jack wanted to do some serious harm to him if he ever shall cross his path. So in essence, because I didn't give the warning to Jack that John wanted to do serious harm, that Jack wanted to do serious harm to him, that blood's on my hands. And then in essence, I walked this man into an ambush. And I got pretty much walked into an ambush earlier today. But before I get into that, in Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17, it say, "Human one, I made you a lookout for the house of Israel. When you hear a word from me, deliver my warning." Verse 18, "If I declare that the wicked will die, but you don't warn them, if you say nothing to warn them from the wicked ways so that they might live, they will die because of their guilt, but I will hold you accountable for their deaths." Verse 19, "If you do warn the wicked and they don't turn from their wickedness or their wicked ways, they will die because of their guilt, but you will save your life." So when we take Ezekiel chapter 3, verses 17 through 19, when we take that biblical example and we play it into the scenario I just posed to you, you see how, because I didn't give the warning, okay? Because I didn't give the warning to John that Jack wanted to do some serious harm to him. And I hope I got this right, because I'm just using this scenario on the fly. So I hope I don't cross-reference them the wrong order. But you get what I'm saying. Man number one issues a warning to me for man number two. And I failed to give man number two the warning that was issued from man number one. And man number one and number two cross each other's path. And unbeknownst to man number two, man number one wants to kill him. Unbeknownst to him, he has no knowledge of that. Me having access to both of them, I have that knowledge. And I talked to man number two after man number one forewarned me what he was going to do to him if he shall see him. And because I didn't tell man number two, "Hey man, look out, man. If you ever come across dude, he going to try to hurt you real bad. So watch out for dude." Because I didn't forewarn him, he walked into an ambush. Because I had that knowledge and I didn't share it. And that's the same thing in Ezekiel chapter 3, verses 17 through 19. The Lord issue out a warning. And it's your job to forewarn the situation, okay? And if you forewarn them and they still ignore that warning and walk into the ambush of their own, you legit, because you did your part, okay? But if you don't issue that warning to the person and they walk into an ambush, the blood's on your hands. So listen, brothers and sisters, if someone warn you or give a warning out to you to relate to somebody else. Especially when that warning relates to them and you fail to do that, you're going to have bloods on your hands for that situation. Because you failed to give the warning, and in essence, you walked this person into an ambush. How can you sleep at night knowing that? So don't have the mindset, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Hey, that's on them. Hey, if they come across each other, they'll sort it out. Yeah, that's cool. But the fact that you were forewarned to tell him, you had intel that man number one wants to seriously hurt man number two, and you got access to man number two. Wouldn't you at least give him a call? Or if you going to see him that day, say, hey, man, dude over here on one, man, be careful, lay low for the next couple of days, because dude want to do some serious harm to you. By me issuing that warning, now man number two know how to prepare for that. At least he know now. He can't say he didn't know. Even if man number two be like, oh yeah, whatever. You did your job. You put the warning out. But it's when you don't put that warning out, it's going to look like you walked someone into an ambush. That's in essence what's going to happen. So, and that's what happened to me earlier this morning. I walked into an ambush. They ain't had nothing to do with it. A warning was issued, and that warning was not conveyed to me pertaining to someone else. And so the person that issued the warning encountered the person he had intent behind that warning. They crossed paths, and I was in the middle. So it looks like I walked this guy into an ambush with this guy when I was in the dark about the warning from number one. The warning did not come to me to give to this person. But who this person gave the warning to was close to me, and that person did not tell me to tell this person this is what's going on. Because the person that was originally gave the warning to assumed that they wouldn't cross paths based off a specific timeline. Well, it didn't work out that way. And the end result of that, an ambush. This person, it looks like I walked this person into an ambush when I was totally in the dark myself, man. So what am I saying, brothers and sisters, man? If you're privy to some information that will help somebody that you know have no knowledge of this situation, especially if it can be harmful information to them, it's your duty to tell them. Now, if you don't know, if nobody has given you a warning or you don't have intel about that, if you don't know it, then how can you warn a person? How can you tell someone? This is all about you knowing, having intel, being in the light on something pertaining to somebody that's in the dark about the situation. And you having this knowledge, and you sit and you take the approach, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with it. No. You don't got nothing to do with it. But when they tell you what they going to do to this person, now you involved. How can you not make that call? How can you not make a visit and say, hey, bro, watch out? Because if you don't, knowing this information, that blood is on your hands. But if you have intel and then you tell that person, hey, man, dude out here, he don't want to watch out. And that person ignore what you say and something happened to him, your hands is free of that because you did your job. You issued the warning. That's all I'm saying, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters were truly, truly edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory and honor to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out, man. Stay prayed up and keep Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, first in everything that you do, man. Word.